I flew 5,000 miles for this Beyblade tournament. Well, kind of. I was actually on a family vacation, but during my stay I did make time to get to a tournament. This was a local competitive scene. Versus Games presents a Beyblade X tournament in Florida, Avido Mall. It was a really cool gaming shop, 3-on-3, best of 3. So this is a long video, guys, because there is a lot of blading going on. Let's hop into that footage and into the first match. I will talk through my deck as we go, but starting up first is my Aero Pegasus 160 Rush, my standard deck today. Get an awesome start, getting an extreme right out the gate. And then I have my trusty Coro Phoenix on the 360 low rush, up against, I believe, a Tyranno Beat, and I get outspun this time. And then I have my Wizard Rod. I did want to bring Dragoon, but because I had limited space in my suitcase, I didn't want to bring an extra winder, so Wizard Rod 960 ball it is, and it won that first game. So this is to 5 points. Usually in the UK we play to 4 points. I do quite like to 5 points. It does allow for a bit of more randomness and you still can recover. Usually with 4 points you sort of get extremed and then you're very close to the finish. So 5 points, it gives you a little bit to come back. Down 1-0 at this point, so it is best of 3. So you play a total of 3 matches in total if it gets to that point. If you win the first 2, then you don't have to play the third, so that's the quickest and easiest way. Down 2-0 on this second set. And then Wizard Rod obviously against Cobalt Dragoon on an Elevate, and I get pocketed, so 4-0 down. This second game or set is not looking great. After the reshuffle, I've got my Coro Phoenix out because it usually does the business. But yeah, this community, this tournament was really cool. Phoenix getting a nice pocket there. They're really welcoming. I went with my partner and my daughter, and yeah, they were just awesome the whole day. A few people recognised me, which is crazy that people recognise me in the US, but yeah, I suppose Beyblade is quite a small niche community. Pulled it back a bit, 4-2 at this point. And Aero Pegasus loses out on the spin. I'll be honest, I'd been in the parks for the past week and a half. I was pretty tired, I was pretty flagging. It's not an excuse, my pulls just weren't as hard as they usually are, but they were still good. But yeah, Aero Pegasus again losing. 1-0 down, this is the third game, so we are 1-1 in total. I get a nice extreme that time, very much needed at that point. Wizard Rod out, up against, I believe, the Tyranno Beat again. The guy I was up against, he's really good. You can see he knows launch tech, and I think I got lucky on a few of these points, but yeah, he's definitely a tough opponent for my first game. And Rod doing what Rod does best, out spinning, and we got 4-1. Then it is Rod up against Cobalt Dragoon. I tried the reverse rail and it didn't quite go the whole way round. Rod versus Dragoon, usually I think Dragoon will outspin. There was a lot of Dragoon users this day, and to be honest, the elevates weren't popping that much. I really was missing my Dragoon today, but Rod will do. It's also been a while since I played in TT. As you know, if you've been following me, I've been playing Hasbro a lot for the UK Nationals. That's all about to change as they are now going into TT stadiums. And I get outspun, it's 4-2. Out comes my Coro Phoenix and gets the burst, and I win the first game. And then into my second matchup. So again, running Error Pegasus first. It gets a nice pocket to start this game off. This opponent again was real good. Really good. The Florida Bladers definitely impressed me. Cora Phoenix coming out. Again getting the business done. 3-0. And then Rod comes out up against the mirror match Rod Ball. To see with my Rod launches, I try and launch it a bit flatter, a bit more central, just so that I don't waste any stamina on the rails. When it's a mirror match like this, I don't find you need to reverse rail as much, because they're not going for X dashes. You're not trying to avoid big extreme attacks, you're trying to just outspin the other person. So I try and avoid the rails, launch it as hard as I can into the centre.
In the UK Nationals we've been using Hasbro, so my game's changed a bit, so coming back to this is different.
Is it only Hasbro?
It has been for the national tournaments, but it's recently changed because Hasbro are releasing a TT.
I really wish I had a gold wizard rod. I do like the green, but it's getting very common these days and it's harder to see your blade. I did get outspun that time. And Error Pegasus out next. I didn't have the cleanest launch there, but it did work out luckily. And I take the first game overall. Next out is Cora Phoenix. I did pocket him, but it jumped out. But it goes back in that pocket, so 2-0 up. Second game is looking good. Aero against Wizard Rod, and I get another pocket. 4-0 up. I just need 1 point, and this whole game is done. And then I thought I'd pocketed him, I thought I'd won, but my Wizard Rod had actually burst before I pocketed him. So it's 4-2, and I'll be honest, the rest of the game is downhill from here. That was the start of bad luck. So I get pocketed at this point. It's back to 4-4. And then I do an awful launch, pretty much into the extreme zone. I jump back out and then I get extremed anyway. So the second game goes to my opponent. And then I've got my Error Pegasus out. And it gets outspun.
2, 1, go.
Cora Phoenix getting bashed about this stadium. Again outspun, and back to the Wizard Rod mirror match. A lot of movement from these rods.
Yo, yours about to burst.
Oh no. Hang in there, Rod. What's it overall? 1-0 overall to me. It's about to be 1-1.
If you're 1-1, then...
And I get burst.
What do you mean?
4-0, not looking good now. I was in a great position, and then it was gone downhill. 4-2, pulling it back a little bit. Error Pegasus up against Rod. I need some big hits. Every time I tried to wind up, it stopped me, and then it hit me in extreme, and I lose this game. So 1-1 overall in this tournament. Next up, I'm against another very good user. Cora Phoenix out first. I think this was up against Garuda. I know this opponent had quite an interesting deck, not your typical meta, and it did really well, to be honest. Getting outspun there by the Garuda. Error Pegasus out next. I believe it was up against Rock Golem. Can't really see too well on the video, but again getting outspun. Massive hit, took all my stamina. Wizard Rod up against a Samurai Saber, I think on a Hexa, which was again really tough. Then I got a self KO, so it's only the 1 point for that. There was no contact. Error Pegasus absolutely blasted by Rock Golem. Was really impressed by this other deck. Saber up against Rod. The thing with Saber on Hexa is against Rod, it sort of pushes Rod down and tilts it over. It's quite good against Rod if it can tilt it over, and it can outspin it on Hexa. So quite an impressive combo that I haven't really seen a lot of. Those little bits flicking out of Saber, tilting me over. Rod did outspin it on this time, but there are other times in this game where Saber does outspin it. Koro winding itself up for that big hit. Some massive hits in this round. And again, Koro Phoenix gets outspun. So I am one game down. I need to win this next one to stay within this set. Big hit from Phoenix. Takes all of its stamina away. Does get the outspin this time. Aero Pegasus out again, up against that Rock Golem. I've said it before, Rock Golem is an awesome bay. So good against the meta. Aero does take this one with some massive hits, killing the stamina. Then I have my Rod out. Try to give it a bit more tilt to sort of get under it a bit more. Those little bits that flick out of Saber, that although they don't hit that hard, they do absorb the hits quite a bit. So I try to give it a tilt so I can hit the ratchet. But you can see on this one, it just tipped over Rod and took the win, took the stamina on that one. Up against this Garuda, which has been killing me all day. But I do get the spin finish this time. Aero up against Rock Golem, gets a massive hit into the pocket. And Rock Golem takes the point that time. Koro Phoenix gets a massive extreme finish. Really nice one. Hit it really hard. And again, it's Rod against Saber. This happened over and over. We kept guessing each other's picks. And this time Rod getting the spin finish on it. 4-1. I'm nearly at a win overall. On the reshuffle, I did choose Rod, and again, my opponent chose Saber. So this matchup, I think this is the 4th time it's happened. Just kept getting the same matchups, and as you've seen, it could go either way this one. But Rod just holding on, and I take the win for this. And into game number 4. I am 2-1 up in this tournament, so not too bad. Aero Pegasus up against Wizard Rod. Getting a nice extreme finish to start off the match, so good start for this one. Koro Phoenix up out next. And it gets the pocket, so 5-0. And quick first game. Then my Koro Phoenix up again. And it hits it in the pocket, but it jumps out. So spin finish, just the 1 point this time. And then Aero Pegasus up against Silver Wolf. I haven't faced any Silver Wolves today. I haven't faced them in a while, to be honest. It doesn't seem as popular, Silver Wolf. I'm not sure why. maybe because they keep on breaking. But up against Aero Pegasus, I got some big hits on it, and it does manage to outspin it. Then I got Wizard Rod, who self KOs. There was contact, so it's 3 points to the opponent. Cora Phoenix out next, up against that Silver Wolf, winding up and hits it in the extreme. So I won the first 2 sets, so I take this whole game. And next up, I'm against an opponent that actually had a CX Bay in their deck, which there were a few about in the day. I only faced one, and I'll be honest, I think only one got through to the finals. Cora Phoenix getting a nice extreme there. But yeah, next up is Perseus. So the only CX that I actually went against that day, I actually mislaunched straight into the pocket. It was awful. So I lost the point. But then Aero Pegasus knocking Perseus into the pocket. So I take that first game.
3, 2, 1, go shoot.
And I've got my Aero Pegasus up against the Dragoon. But yeah, CX line, I have got videos coming out this week. I am back from Florida now, and I will be filming all of my CX line. What I've seen online hasn't been overly positive, but I'm going to test it before I put any sort of judgment on it. I know Dram Brave looks particularly interesting to me, as I'm starting to classify myself as more of an attack user. I originally was quite big into balance and stamina. I think as I've developed, I am more of an attack user. I tempted to go triple attack, but that Dragoon or Rod in the last spot does sweep up the points quite nicely. This second game, I am 2-0 down, up against that Perseus, against Wizard Rod. From speaking to the guy, he said Perseus done really well for him that day, so there's definitely potential in it. I don't know how good it was in our match. I don't think it won any points in this, so I'm still debating whether it is good or not. Let me know down below if you think CX line is a success or not. Rod up against Perseus again here. Oh no, up against Cora Phoenix. And Cora Phoenix outspins, so it's 2-2.
3, 2, 1, go shoot.
Aero Pegasus out and absolutely smashes it into the extreme, and I win that 2-0 overall. And next up, me and this opponent are both on 4-1 overall, so whoever wins gets pretty much guaranteed into the finals, because 5-1 would definitely be enough. 4-2 might be a bit ropey, but I did lose against the person who went undefeated in group stages, so it's looking good whether I win or lose, to be honest. Nice little Aero Pegasus jump, getting 2 points for me. This time Wizard Rod up against a Golem Rock. Golem Rock again, killing it. Really tough opponent. Matt Lee. I will pop his TikTok up on the screen now, or in the description. But yeah, really good opponent. I get a nice pocket and I take the first game, so it's looking good for me at this point. Onto my, I would say, weaker side. I'm not as good on the X, but definitely getting better. Again, it's an Aero Pegasus. Cora Phoenix up against Golem. It unfortunately gets pocketed. Golem hits so hard. And we have the Rod versus Rod mirror match. A nice little love tap into the pocket. So 3-2, a really close game. Cora Phoenix coming out on the reshuffle. I need it to wind up and hit that rod off the rail, and it does. Smashing it around, killing its stamina quite a lot. Could do with hitting it into the pocket, but Phoenix hasn't got enough left in the tank at this point. And Rod takes the spin finish, 4-2. My rod, drop launch into the corner. I knock it in the pocket, but it jumps out. Killed a lot of its stamina. I would hope to win this by spin finish, but Aero Pegasus, they can bounce you into those pockets even at the last second, so it's never done with Pegasus. But I do get the spin finish, 4-3, sorry. And then it's Aero against Rock Golem, who has been doing some crazy things today, and it gets the extreme against me, so continuing its crazy form. And we're into the last game. It's 1-1 overall.
I think I used the rail too much.
I don't know. It's gonna be close.
It's gonna be like UX to like BX right now.
And Golem getting the outspin. I am 1-0 down in this final set. I put a big old tilt on Coro Phoenix because I want to try and hit the ratchet off a wizard rod. You're never going to win that outspin it, so you've got to either pocket it or try and burst it. Didn't work out this time. And he takes the spin finish. So I don't really know what happened. There was a bit where I paused the video because a bit went missing and I didn't press record. So this match, my opponent won. It was 5 something. I completely missed it. I can't remember. But I lost this final one. I am 4-2 overall in the tournament.
Oh, damn.
Let's see the results.
We've got Shane K.
That's me, by the way.
We got in fifth, we got Drew Bronson. In fourth, we got Roman Miller. In third, we got White Sullivan. In second, we got Matt Lee. And in first place, going undefeated tonight, we got Frank Kawakaro. Beybladers, if you heard your name, please.
So into the finals I go. I did finish 7th. My partner actually finished 8th, so she was in the finals as well. I'm up against Matt Lee again. This time he wanted to show off his friend's deck. He's called the Dran guy. Again, I will leave socials in the description. But he's running Dran Sword, Dran Dagger and Dran Buster, which I was quite happy about because they're not always the most competitive. Dran Buster is definitely probably the one that is most used competitively, but as you can see, he is very good with this deck. It is definitely not a deck to sleep on.
Oh my god, what's up with this nacelle? The bit's a little worn. Can I switch it out for my own nacelle?
My deck stayed the same as I literally bought those 3 Beyblades and nothing else. I had no spare parts, no nothing, so I was praying for no ratchet or bit breakages. And I'm losing 4-1 against this Dran deck, which is quite tough to take, but that dagger is pretty good. Pretty good.
Don't give up on my drones, bro. My bad.
He's gonna outspin me.
I don't think so. I don't think VX has a capacity to.
If it gets that uppercut. Nah.
Oh,
What?
No, not the long game. Not the long game.
if you kept tapping, there'd be a chance.
Aero outspinning it this time though.
2, 1, go shoot!
Rod getting a nice pocket, bringing it back to 4-4.
How'd you get your button set? 3, 2, 1, go shoot! Contact.
Coro Phoenix up against that Dran sword, and Dran gets the extreme. So I lose the first game in the finals. It is up to 7 points. It's still 3 games. Lots of blading in this tournament, which was really cool, really nice. I get a nice pocket to start things off in game 2.
3, 2, 1, go shoot!
Another pocket. So 4-0 up. My Coro Phoenix creeps back in.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, ready, set, 3, 2, 1, go shoot!
Rod up against Dran Buster, which is always scary against Dran. It's so tough. I get another pocket, so it's 6-0, looking real good this round. Reshuffle, I put Rod out first just to try and steal that point, that nice easy point with Rod. Usually why I put it third in the deck, up against that Dran sword.
Did first round.
Don't show the second clip.
Yeah. Oh, he wasn't recording. Oh, sorry.
Oh
And I get a spin finish and a nice clean sweep. So it's 1-1 overall in this final match. Coro Phoenix coming out. This Dran sword was real scary. Done really well. Gets a point there. It's really hard.
Ready, set, 3, 2, 1, go shoot!
Aero Pegasus out. Up against that Dran dagger.
How'd you get a skull out of that? You like did some goofy. Alright.
A nice pocket. 2-1 at this point.
3, 2, 1, go shoot!
Again, a Rod versus Buster match, and it gets the pocket again. It's done pretty well against Buster. My Rod has definitely been prone to bursting today. I think I need to buy another Raw Torano to get a fresh 960, because it has got looser over time.
Don't put it up, please.
Spin finish run sword.
Grand sword out spinning again. Rod against dagger this time, and Rod gets the extreme, and I'm through to the next round of final. This is the semi-finals. I'll be honest, this match is crazy. I have a really bad first game, to be honest. The other guy, the opponent, was really tough, and I just couldn't land anything. I mean, the other guy had good placement. It just, nothing was working for me. 1-0 down.
3, 2, 1, go shoot!
I self KO, so I lose a point. Another bad start. I don't self KO very often, but I've self KO'd twice in this tournament, which is pretty unlike for me, so quite annoying. 3-0 down at this point. Cobalt Dragoon with Elevate. Trying to tilt Rod a bit to try and hit that Elevate out. It's probably the best way to deal with Dragoon Elevate, because that Elevate is definitely prone to burst. Didn't manage to get it this time. If you tilt too much like I did, that does affect the stamina, and it can make you tilt. So you do lose a bit of stamina if you tilt too hard, which I think I did on this one. 4-0 down, looking pretty bad at this point. Aero Pegasus nearly getting the extreme.
He does that a lot.
5-0 down, looking really bad at this point. I finally get some points on the board. Coro Phoenix getting a pocket, 5-2. It is up to 7, so there is a chance of a comeback. Rod out against Elevate. This Dragoon was tough to beat, and it gets the 2 points, and I lose the first game. So I need to win this second game to at least stay in with for a chance. On my weaker side, On the X side, Aero Pegasus out first. No hits are landing. And I get outspun.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Then comes my Coro Phoenix. Again, not really winding up, not really hitting anything hard. Every time it tries to make some movement, it gets blocked. So I'm just slowly going around the middle. I get outspun.
2, 1, go shoot.
Again with that tilt on Rod to try and get Dragoon. But Rod looks like it's flagging, and yes, he get outspun. 3-0. This game really is not going well for me. Nothing seems to be coming off. Put Rod out first this time because I didn't want to go up against the Dragoon. I'd rather let an attacker have its chance, but that didn't work out. I'm losing 5-0 at this point.
1, go shoot.
Coro Phoenix up against this Dragoon. Try and get something. But no, it didn't do anything. 6-0 down, 1 point away from going out of this tournament. Do or die at this point. Aero Pegasus coming in, smashing it in the pocket. Finally get some points on the board.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go shoot.
On the reshuffle, Aero Pegasus out again. Another lucky pocket this time. It sort of went into it on its own accord. 6-4. Surely I can't pull this back. I beat that Dragoon. It is 6-6. This was such an insane comeback. Is it enough? I just need 1 point to stay in this game. Rod usually does get me that 1 point. It hits the extreme and I am still in this game. Back on my stronger side. Rod out first. I really didn't trust Rod against his Dragoon because he seemed really good with Dragoon. The Elevate weren't bursting at all. I wanted anything but Rod to be up against that Dragoon, so I put Rod out first. And it takes the first point. Then my Aero Pegasus is out. Nice little drop launch. I need to wind up and get some bigger hits. And Aeros outspins it. 2-0 up.
3, 2, 1, go shoot.
Coro Phoenix up against that Cobalt Dragoon. Giving it some big hits, but it just doesn't want to burst. 2-1 at this point. Out comes Rod. Up against, I think it's the Dragoon this time. I think he predicted that I was going to put Rod first. I got lucky and jumped out of the pocket, so I only lost 1 point.
3, 2, 1, go shoot.
Then Coro Phoenix out and smashes him into the extreme. Really needed that. It's 5-2.
Ready? 3, 2, 1,
Pegasus out, and it pushes him into extreme, and I am into the final. An insane comeback. I did not think I was going to get anywhere in that match. And into the final. My opponent, we've been talking all day, we wanted to face each other at some point, and we managed to face each other in the final. So the best time to face each other. I get a great start, extreme finish from Phoenix, instantly paid back with Pegasus getting pocketed.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go shoot.
Another Dragoon user. I honestly miss my Dragoon so much in this tournament. I do not like Rod that much. I use it in Hasbro because I find Dragoon is a bit burst prone in the small spaces in Hasbro stadiums. So that's why you've seen in my previous videos I've been using Rod quite a bit. But in TT I use Dragoon 1,000,000% more than I would choose Rod. Now that the UK Nationals are in TT stadiums, Rod is getting benched. It won't be part of my deck, and it just bursts, so even more reason to drop it out. Losing 5-3 at this point.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go shoot.
My Koro getting pocketed, so I lose the first game. Onto my weaker side. Pegasus out. And gets outspun.
3, 2, 1, go shoot.
Nice little pocket there.
2, 1, go shoot.
Rod out. Right in the rail.
This is actually the longest stall I've ever
What? Alright, here goes stuff.
And it looks like Rod is about to be outspun by Dragoon again.
Come on. Make it, make it, make it, make it, ugly boy. What was
But
that?
it's actually called as a tie, so Rod didn't do too bad that time.
Waiters ready? 3, 2, 1, go shoot.
This time, however, it gets pocketed, so definitely not happy with Rod during this tournament, to be honest. I think it was my worst performer. It did get a few extremes and pockets though, to be fair, so I probably was better off putting it on an attacking setup. Phoenix getting pocketed 5-2. This game is not going great. Can I do the comeback like I did in my last game? (6-2), do or die. It's Rod up against Rod. I think it's a mirror match. And I cannot do the comeback, so I finished second in this tournament, which is amazing, to be honest. So yeah, second place. Had a really good day, really cool players, a really cool community, very welcoming. You can see in this picture I am shattered. Literally a week and a half of being in theme parks every day from open to close. I'm absolutely knackered, but loved going to this Beyblade event. If you're in the Florida area, make sure to check it out. I've heard it is the best in Florida, so definitely head over, because I had a great time, very welcoming, and if I'm ever back in Florida, I will make sure to head to Versus. I did as well win a CX Dran Brave and a nice grip that matches the Impact Drake launcher that I use currently. So awesome prizes, awesome time. Big shout out to Versus Games and the organisers. That's it from me. I'll catch you in the next one.